For me, it was like watching a Japanese match in a way of, I know it wasn't the case, but just respectful towards the talents and everything else of the like, right? So I took it as that. But the commentators were spent too. So after a little bit, after a few minutes, I just turned off the commentary. So I have to listen to the commentary. Then I go on Twitter. I'm like, dude, this is a great wrestling match. I mean, it was a tremendous match between Styles and Bryan, but man, they really killed them in the department of if you really wanted to get crowd reactions from this, you weren't going to get it from this. This match was awesome and should have gone on before the Women's Rumble. But I understand, I guess, why they did it. Brock and Balor, I expected a great match out of it, and they delivered. And I remember saying, I think on Sunday, or no, and I actually really posted this on Twitter too. When Brock wants to work, Brock works. And he wanted this match with Balor, and you could see that he was really enjoying himself in the match. Good storytelling of the match. Yeah, Balor tapped to a submission, and then he got pissed and did whatever moves he did after the fact. But dude, that tells the story. Like, he underestimated Balor, and yeah, he underestimated Balor, and that's the way that he had to beat him, was by a submission. Brock knew he had his number, and he took his way out. So, great match. Balor had an awesome showing. He still doesn't look super weak because he came that close to defeating Brock Lesnar. So, I definitely really enjoyed that match as well. I feel like I'm missing a match or two. Oh, let's get to the pre-show again for a second. The cruiserweights. I still believe that there shouldn't be a cruiserweight division. It's the same faces, now with the exception of Tommy that was going to leave. But Buddy Murphy, man, he really needed a good run in NXT. Of how good he is now as a cruiserweight, he really could have benefited, or he still could benefit from having have had time in NXT and really showcasing himself. I mean, could you imagine Ricochet versus Buddy Murphy right now for the North American Championship? Like if he had still had the North American title. I'll even go one further. Could you imagine Johnny Gargano versus Buddy Murphy right now? That would be awesome. I still don't believe that Buddy Murphy's 205 because they've gotten away from the weight gimmick after a little while. But in the Men's Rumble, you expected the win, but it's the one that people really wanted to see. So they're not going to complain. Neither am I. This match was They, I don't want to say that they wasted spots. Now, people are, in the Men's Rumble are always expecting, like, that surprise in there. Like, for a while, you had those surprises. You look at, Nash coming in the 1 year. You have AJ Styles. Obviously, we didn't get Kenny Omega, but you also got 1 year you had Jerry Lawler, Booker T, and Michael Cole, I think, in the same Rumble 1 year. Switch on and off from commentary. You expect a surprise or two. You didn't really get any, with the exception of Jeff Jarrett, which I thought was awesome. Sucks that his time in the Rumble was so short-lived and to fulfill something, I guess, with whatever they're trying to do with Elias. If you had seen on Monday on Raw, the No Way Jose thing was stupid. While Benjamin's a tremendous wrestler, he hasn't been used on TV at all. That's one where I think they could have used that spot for someone else. So, it was good. The winner you expected. And now this sets up WrestleMania. Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship, and Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. If they keep it the way it is now with Becky and Ronda and don't involve Charlotte, because I think that would be the biggest mistake is to add Charlotte to this, because there's no reason for her to be involved. Zero reason for her to be involved. Other than the fact that, oh, well, it's Charlotte. He's our biggest women's wrestling star. No, Ronda right now is your biggest women's wrestling star. That's just politicking bullshit if you have Charlotte in the match. Becky and Charlotte needs to be by themselves. There's a lot you can do with that feud going forward. So I really feel that they should keep it the one-on-one. And with the way the crowd's so invested in Becky Lynch and how invested they will be if Charlotte gets involved, which I think is still a stupid idea. You know, but I think that's the match that fans want to see more is Becky and Ronda. And that's what I want to see more. Both of my Twitter and Instagram polls, people had favored the Ronda-Becky match over Brock and Seth. No offense to Brock and Seth. I'm sure they'll do a great match, but because of how over Becky is and because of just the buzz that it's going to bring, the first main event of a WrestleMania contested by women. And right now, those are the two men, to Becky's the man gimmick. Those are the two women that definitely deserve it, and the two women that I know will tear the house down. Especially after that promo on Raw on Monday. Ooh-wee! Absolutely, I feel that it would be best served if Becky Ronda was the main event of WrestleMania. Anyway, I'm actually going to sign off for the night here. I'm going to hit the hay, and I'm going to get my thoughts together and see what I can do for future content. But anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in, and for downloading, and everything else that you do for the show. Thank you all so much. Twitch.tv/Calypso426 is what you're watching live, or if you're listening on the replay, if you will, on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Phil and the Void Podcast Network. That's where you can find me live if you want to interact live, and if not, that's great too, because I'll still be here. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for downloading. Thank you for everything and the support. Go out and support your local independent wrestling. It's very important to do, and you never know when that next big star is going to come out right in front of your face. And keep posted on my socials on the Instagram at Open Mic Wrestling. Leave out the GS, or leave out the G for wrestling. And Instagram at open_mic_wrestling_night. Or you can follow me on my personal Twitter at Calypso426. Thank you all so much for tuning in. See you all, if not this weekend, definitely next Thursday. Where next Thursday, I know I have guests coming. Actually, no. I have guests next week? Yes, I do. I have Shaggy McLovin coming in from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's obviously calling in, but he will be in. And the next week, 2 weeks after that, Zach Haydorn of PW Torch will be coming on. And then I'm looking to fill out more spots as the days come along. So more than likely, maybe not a show on Valentine's Day. I still got to determine that, but I'll reschedule it for another time just for you all. Thank you all for watching. Have yourself a good rest of your night. Have a great weekend. And once again, go out and support your local independent wrestling. Very important to do. You never know when the next star is going to come out in front of you. And to all the talents working this week and weekend, be safe. Have yourself a great night, everybody.